If you know anything about me, you'll know that I love the Traitors, especially the UK version. The addictive mix of deceptive strategy, tactical gameplay, thrilling twists, and genuinely touching moments have cemented it as one of my favourite shows of all time, so much so that I've rambled for nearly 9 hours about its first 2 series. With the 4th Civilian series just having concluded, that means that there are 5 UK series for us to discuss and ultimately rank in a list, which I must stress is just my opinion. If you love a series I put lower on the list or vice versa, you're very valid and I welcome respectful ranting about how wrong I am down in the comments. This is just my opinion, not an objective ranking, and to be honest, there haven't been any bad series, there have just been some that are worse and better than others. So let's talk about it, shall we? This is my ranking of every UK series of the Traitors. Please be mindful of spoilers for series 1, 2, 3 and 4 of the Traitors UK, and series 1 of the Celebrity Traitors UK. Let's rock! Number 5. Welcome to the first and last time I think everyone watching this video will generally agree with me on the placement of a series. Don't get me wrong, like I said, I don't think this season is bad, but it is noticeably weaker compared to the other 4 in my opinion. I actually think it starts off pretty strong with tons of good elements. I like the twist with having 3 contestants get off the train only to be reintroduced later on. I like the Linda and Mina girl power group. I like Charlotte pretending to be Welsh for no real reason, and I obviously love Alexander.
Oh my god! Alexander!
But even though those good things were there, this series had some real confrontational energy to it. We had to endure things like the clique, the shouting, the pissed off attitudes, the hypocrisy, the challenge where they seemed to forget they were supposed to be earning money, the exclusion, just some really negative vibes, you know? And while it was managing to get along okay, the Sia twist was really the final nail in the ironic coffin. Now, I'm not actually a Sia hater, I think this could have been good. They just brought it in far too late and kind of botched the execution. Francesca's choice to learn Charlotte's role was great drama, but it meant that the last episode was just a bunch of bickering, really. And that combined with the introduction of the no one reveals their roles when banished rule for the final meant that all the bickering wasn't even worth anything in the end, because it was a foregone conclusion that both people involved in the Sia scenario would be banished. I do need to rewatch this one for my full video on it, which yes, I will be doing this year hopefully, and maybe those earlier episodes might be better than I remember, but the ending alone is enough to sour me on this entire experience. Number 4. To my surprise, quite a few people agreed with me when I said that I preferred Series 1 of the Traitors to Series 2, but I think I'll definitely be in the minority placing it this low. Don't get me wrong though, this is a big step up from Series 3. It's got plenty of iconic moments, like all of Paul, who isn't Diane's son,
but Ross is.
The funeral march episode, Harry and Jazz using actual brain cells in their gameplay. But like I said in my big Series 2 video, I think it does have some substantial problems. I think there's too much focus on irrelevant things, or there's focus on things that aren't what I personally watch the Traitors for. I don't think there's much of a journey for Harry, and at times the tone tipped too much into that weird personal kind of thing, which I don't really enjoy. This is still a solid season with some really great bits in it though. You just have to bear in mind that this was following up Series 1, which does hold a very special place in my heart. No spoilers or anything for the rest of this list, please keep watching. And I think it's a really different beast from Series 1. It's more tactical and cutthroat. and some people prefer watching that. No shade at all. It just went a bit too far for me in some of those places. Number 3. Now this could be the recency bias talking, but I felt that this was a really solid season of television. We had a likeable cast, we had some really fun twists, and most importantly, we didn't make it really uncomfortable. Okay, there were points where things got a bit personal, and there were certainly plenty of points where things got frustrating, and people seemed unable to perceive what is directly in front of them. Sorry, we gotta save that for my big Series 4 video. But I felt like there was a good balance of the more emotional scenes too, stuff that didn't serve anyone's game but were just nice to see, like Roxy's apology to James after Matthew's banishment. The faithful were clueless, of course, but in Series 3 they were confidently clueless. In this, at least they were apologetically clueless, for the most part. I also think the ending really helps to bring this one just above Series 2. It's just very feel-good in a way that I'm a real sucker for. We've never seen a traitor alliance bring home the bacon on a UK series before, and I just loved it so much. It felt so earned after everything they'd been through. Don't get me wrong, this series is far from perfect. Call me crazy, but I actually thought there were too many twists, to the point where it starts to feel like this series doesn't have much of an identity. Like, at first you think it's gonna be all about the secret traitor. They hyped it up in the marketing and made such a big deal of it in the first few episodes, and then they drop that. And then you think it's going to be all about the family tree because people keep bringing up connections to other players. And then they wetly fart out those reveals and don't bother with that anymore because it was just for finger painting. And then you think it's about the talking to the traitors thing, but the one faithful who uses it to her advantage gets completely ignored after an admittedly iconic moment.
I think we all know that the gig is up for Rachel.
And another faithful attempts to maybe do something cool, but I'll be honest, I got really bored of this part. Then there's a dagger that doubles your votes. There was a weird number of people connected to the police force. Like, it was all just too much. I enjoyed it all, but it just felt a bit manipulative almost, like these things were only in there for the sake of cliffhangers or to get people talking online, which is fine, but the discussions mostly end up being pointless because these twists are irrelevant and don't impact anything, or they're quickly shuffled along for the sake of the next twist. But in a startling twist, despite me ranting for ages there about the problems with this series, it gets the bronze medal of my approval. As for the silver, Number 2. Now, contrary to its high placement on this list, I actually debated for a while whether I actually liked this series or not. I was skeptical from the start about a celebrity version of the Traitors, because to me, the Traitors is primarily about the honest, genuine, unfiltered reactions of ordinary people in a game where there are little to no pre-established relationships, and most importantly, there's high stakes and high pressure because of the emotional impact of the game and the amount of life-changing money involved. All of these things I was sure would be ruined by celebrities being involved. And were they? Well, I don't think they were ruined, I just think they were different. And that's the key thing here. Once I stepped back and looked at the Celebrity Traitors as what it is, a spin-off, its own thing which aims to provide a different experience to the civilian version of the Traitors, I found myself really enjoying it. I think the main weakness of this version were the challenges, which I know is like a description that could fit any series of this show, honestly, but they were mostly just reskins of older challenges, which I understand why, but that was a bit naff. Also, the pacing of the first few episodes was excruciatingly slow. Otherwise though, this was a really good time. And of course, it's an entirely different beast compared to the normal version. But, you know, there is something nice about Alan Carr laughing his way through saying, "I'm a faithful," and everyone laughing along with him. On the civilian version, that would get you shot. The casting was the real strength of this version, with a really good mix of celebrities that is honestly going to be hard to replicate. We had sports, comedy, television acting, film acting, music, even a YouTuber. Studio Lambert, if you're looking for other YouTubers, please call me. I definitely count as a celebrity, please and thank you. Alan Carr was obviously a standout from this season, and the ending was absolutely incredible, but we got the Celia fart, Tom Daly eye rolls, multiple murders in plain sight, which needs to make its way into the normal version for sure, and also, maybe someone's been recruited. And hey, I'll say this for the challenges, they made that lame-ass bridge challenge from Series 1 actually enjoyable. So the silver medal is well deserved. But speaking of Series 1, whoa, segue. Number 1. Yeah, I don't think this will surprise many people, but for me, the first series of the Traitors UK truly set a standard that is yet to be topped. Now let's be completely honest here, is this the best series of the Traitors, objectively speaking? No, not even close. There were barely any tactics on display, particularly from the faithful. Later series had better twists, better challenges, better shield mechanics, better plays, just lots of betters. We also had no Uncloaked back then, which is a real shame. In fact, I'd wager that if you watched one of the other seasons first and went back to watch this one, you'd actually find it pretty boring by comparison. But that doesn't matter to me. In my subjective list, this is number 1, and it's the one that every other has to follow. I never really watched TV before, you know? Like, I'd watch some quiz shows at dinner and occasionally catch, like, The Apprentice or something. This was the first show I watched in a while where it was like an event. It was so deliciously addictive, and it felt like there was nothing else like this on TV. I also literally made a video where I rambled for over 3 hours about why I loved this show so much, and the incredible response to that video is the reason why I'm here spouting more nonsense opinions in this one, and the reason why I've been inspired to keep on creating content, which is just honestly a very humbling experience for me. But aside from that ooey gooey stuff, come on, this gave us the red breakfast, it gave us our first traitor backstab, it gave us 100% faithful, for God's sakes. It's just iconic in so many ways. It truly was lightning in a bottle, and thus far, at least for me, lightning has not quite yet struck twice. But hey, in the future, who knows? Whoa. Cliffhanger, whoa, it's just like the Traitors. Thanks for watching this video. I'm kind of testing out, like, if short form content is a thing I can do, and also if people would watch it. So, I mean, if you like this video, then I guess give it a thumbs up. I don't know, I don't really know, like, all the lingo, like the calls to action. Hey, ding the bell and subscribe, or maybe in the other order. I don't know, I'm just rambling. But yeah, thank you for watching this video. If you haven't already watched my big boy videos on the Traitors, and you got some time to spare or time to kill, please check those out. I worked hard on them, and hearing people enjoy them is very humbling and really does make my day / week / year whenever I'm looking at the comments. Yeah. And if you'd like to see more content like this from me, then that's something I'm possibly considering, so let me know, and also let me know your opinions about how wrong, or right maybe, I am about the ranking. Yeah. Oh, and my next video is going to be non-Traitors related, and it'll be very long, big boy. I may do maybe another cheeky little short form Traitors one as well, maybe we'll see. But I will be doing a video on Series 3 of the Traitors, as I sort of teased, I guess, at the start of this one. I will be doing that. I just gotta knuckle down and watch it. Godspeed. Wish me luck, and thank you. Have a great day.